Detroit just turned up the volume in the pass rush armed race phones buzzing in Allen Park, film cut-ups on repeat, and a single name underlined 3 times. Welcome back to Lions News Fan Report. Tonight I'm taking you inside why the door is open for a blockbuster on the edge, how the numbers back it up, what the money really looks like, the kind of pick package it would take, and exactly how it would change third downs at Ford Field. I won't hand you the headline up front, I'll earn it. Stick with me, because by the end I'll tell you what. Detroit is already green-lit behind the scenes, and where this could land before the deadline. I start with the football, because that's what this city respects. We're 6 weeks into a season where the Lions have shown they can trade body blows with anyone, but the fastest way to tilt a playoff game is still a 4-man rush that wins without help. Aiden Hutchinson is cooking winning his one-on-ones, wrecking timing, forcing protections to slide, but everybody in the league watches the same tape. And the counters have been obvious. Chips, tight alignments, backs hovering to his side. You beat that in 2 ways. Either you blitz and accept the risk on the back end, or you add a finisher opposite your star and make offenses pick a poison that actually hurts. That's why this conversation even exists. There's a 30-year-old edge in Cincinnati built for exactly these moments. The kind of closer who turns a good front into a group that decides January. He's coming off a league-leading sack season. He's already hit home multiple times this year despite heavy attention. And yes, this whole saga traces back to spring and summer when his camp got permission to explore options. When the Bengals publicly held their line, and when multiple contenders started doing the math. The deadline is now close enough that leverage talks louder than press conferences. Detroit's interest isn't a rumor for rumor's sake. It's a logical football-first equation. Let's talk price and fit. In season, you're not getting a premier closer for lottery tickets. The baseline around the league for a player at that level is a second-rounder plus a kicker, sometimes a late conditional. Sometimes a roster player who feels a need for the seller. If the market turns into a bidding war, that second can swell into a premium second or a conditional that escalates on snaps or playoff wins. The seller's math matters too. The prorated base money moves to the buyer. Any old bonuses stay behind as dead charges. And the new team almost always wants a reworked structure to line up cash, guarantees, and future cap. That's why Detroit is positioned well. Brad Holmes has kept this cap flexible. There are levers to pull, from simple conversions on veteran deals to adding void years on an extension that smooths the hit without mortgaging the build. And schematically, this is paint by numbers perfect. Aaron Glenn wants to live in 4-man heat with simulated pressure behind it. Put Hutchinson on one edge and drop a pure speed to power finisher on the other. And your 3rd and 7 menu explodes. Wide 9 with Alan McNeil and a penetrator inside in NASCAR. Tay chips get punished by TE stunts. And quarterbacks lose that extra hitch because both edges are compressing the pocket instead of funneling to a clean escape lane. On first down, you can still play honest, set the edge, squeeze zone, build your blitzes around looks, not desperation. This is how modern teams play defense late in the year. Now, let's address the elephant. Competition. Detroit isn't the only team calling. There's at least one NFC heavyweight with an injured superstar who can justify a rental at almost any cost, and a couple of FC clubs who love to rent pressure for a 6-week sprint. That's why timing is everything. The minute Cincinnati believes the season's calculus points to retooling value over the short-term boost, phones ring for real. If they pivot the other way and chase wins now, the price climbs or the window closes. At the player's own leverage, he wants long-term clarity more than headlines. And you get a narrow path where best offer plus best fit plus best future guarantee wins. Detroit checks all 3 boxes. Let me bring it to the field so you can feel it. Picture Hutchinson to the open side, Trey on the close side in an over front. Offenses shift the protection to Hutch. Fine, you run a long loop stunt that grabs the guard's eyes and isolate. Trey on a tight end or a tackle trying to jump set, bad idea. Slide it the other way. Hutch eats the inside hand, wins the half man, and your quarterback is climbing right into a forklift. Keep a back in. Ben Johnson gets the ball back faster, and your offense is playing with short fields. This is the compounding effect great edges have. They make everybody else look smarter corners, linebackers, even the play caller. And because Trey wins with hands, angles, and relentless motor, not just freak Ben, he travels in cold weather and heavy legs. That matters in Detroit in December. Money and years always decide the fine print, so here's the sober part. You don't trade for a top-tier closer just to wave goodbye in March. Any real proposal from Detroit will include a framework for a short extension or an addendum that turns the rest of this season into a springboard, not a rental. That doesn't mean blowing up the cap. Holmes has been disciplined for a reason. It means crafting guarantees that reward production and structure cash over a window that overlaps Hutchinson's prime and keeps flexibility for the next wave. If you're asking me what I put on the table today, it's a 2026 second-round pick plus a 2027 conditional that escalates with playoff snaps. And I'd be ready to include a roster piece from a position of depth if it closes the gap, because the film says the upgrade is worth it on every big down from now through January. Okay, you stayed with me, so here's the reveal I promise. Inside Allen Park, the switch is flipped. Detroit has confirmed the pursuit, confirmed the financial parameters they're willing to live with, and yes, submitted an offer that reflects a win-now window without breaking the blueprint. That's the confirmation I can stand on tonight. It's not a confetti graphic. It's the green light that matters in real negotiations. From here, it's about whether Cincinnati chooses picks over the present and whether rival bidders force a sweetener. Before I land this plane, I want your pulse right now. If the cost is a second plus a conditional and a modest rework on arrival, do you pay it to put Trey opposite Hutchinson for the stretch run? Would you rather push those assets into a corner or an interior disruptor? Drop your take below. What's the smartest version of all in for this roster at this exact moment? My read is simple, and it's honest. The Lions have earned the right to press for an edge who closes games. The football fit is clean, the cap math is responsible, and the ripple effect on third down is worth real draft capital. If the market stays rational, this is a move that can win in January without sabotaging March. If it turns into a bidding war that pushes toward a first, I keep my powder dry and trust the front to find pressure in waves. Either way, Detroit is not playing small. I'm dialed in. I'll keep tracking it. And I want you with me every step like the video. Subscribe to Lions News Fan Report. And turn on alerts, because if this tips from greenlit pursuit to official, you'll hear it here first with the full cap, scheme, and playoff impact breakdown the second it drops.